If you believe in the old adage, one man's loss is another man's treasure, this story is for you.
Right where this yellow chair is, leaning up against that post.
So you just had it leaning up?
Yeah, just leaning up against there.
Hidden in the sea of treasures at the Manzanita Ridge Antique Shop in Silver City, New Mexico, sat this work of art by famed artist Willem de Kooning, valued at nearly $160 million and missing for 32 years.
My heart almost stopped.
The story actually begins in Tucson, Arizona, Thanksgiving weekend, 1985. That weekend, a man and woman walked into the University of Arizona Museum of Art and stole de Kooning's painting called Woman Ochre. Brian Seastone is the police chief now. Back in 1985, he was the lead investigator.
Apparently he had some type of X-Acto knife, cut it completely out.
There was no surveillance footage in those days, only eyewitnesses. With Woman Ochre in hand, the witnesses told police that woman just walked right out of the front door. Weeks later, the University of Arizona Police Department put out these suspect descriptions. This woman, described to wear a red dress. The getaway car, described to be rust-colored, older model, looking a lot like this. Then, nothing.
It's been a priority. We just have not had any leads over the years.
Years passed, decades. This cold case was looking more like a frozen case. Then, in August 2017, David Van Auker, owner of Manzanita Ridge, got a call. The nephew of a couple who had recently died was hoping to sell all of the belongings inside the home.
Kind of reluctantly bought the estate.
That estate sale, right here in Cliff, New Mexico, about 40 miles outside of Silver City, the home belonged to Jerry and Rita Alter. Hanging in the Alter's bedroom behind a door, David found the interesting painting, but had no idea what he had just purchased.
We really didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was a study and, a poorly framed study at that.
He loaded Woman Ochre onto a truck and with much of the Alter's belongings, found a nook and cranny in the shop to place it.
Probably had not been in the store an hour before the first person came in and walked up to it and looked at it and said, I think this is a real de Kooning. And of course we just, brushed that off.
But then another asked the same question, and another and another. David had to know, did he have a real de Kooning in his shop?
I went and sat at the computer and started to look to see if we had a real de Kooning. And that's when we found the article about it. And then it went from, yay, we have a real de Kooning to, oh my God, we have a stolen de Kooning.
That article was from an Arizona newspaper highlighting the cold case. He immediately called the U of A Museum of Art.
And I got a student receptionist, and I said, I need to speak to somebody. I think I have a piece of stolen art from you. And she said, what piece? And I said, the de Kooning. And there's just this silence, and then hold, please.
Where had Woman Ochre been for 32 years? Who took her? So many signs point to Rita and Jerry Alter. Look at these photos found in the estate sale of the couple. Rita is wearing a red coat, just like the one in the suspect drawing. And that car, the similarities are striking. Check this out. This is the Alter's Day Planner from 1985, where they took meticulous notes, what they ate, where they went, even the medications that they had. But when you flip to Thanksgiving 1985, mysteriously, they left it blank. So this isn't entirely a open and shut kind of case?
Absolutely not. It took us 32 years to get here, and it'll take us some time before we can be real confident in closing the case.
Chief Seastone isn't ready to say who done it, at least not yet. He focuses on this moment, the moment museum staff first laid eyes on a piece all of them had always heard about, but none had ever seen for themselves in real life. Woman Ochre was carefully placed in a crate and under FBI protection, driven from Silver City to Tucson. Days later, museum staff authenticated the painting by fitting it into the original frame it was cut from.
Meg, our director, called it the Cinderella slipper moment, and that's what it was for me.
The day of the theft, I saw tears of disappointment, shock, and then when this thing returned to us, they were the tears of joy. I always had the feeling from day one that we would see this painting again. I just didn't know how long it would take.
If Woman Ochre could talk, what story would she tell? What have those eyes in the canvas seen? Whose hands cut her out of her frame 32 years ago? Chris Ramirez, 4 Investigates.